listening to the Outer Banks This Week podcast, a place for people to hear what's going on up and down the beach and get the truth about what really goes on around the Outer Banks. So, here we go.
All right. Thank you so much, Lexi. Outer Banks This Week podcast, episode 146. And it's all brought to you by Kelly's Automotive in Manio. I was looking at his lot again. See, I pass it twice a day, average twice a day, sometimes more than that, because it's to and from my office here in downtown Manio. And of course, I look over and I see all the vehicles that he's got on his lot. He's got lots of cars, trucks, SUVs, work vehicles, sheds. He's also got like a full automotive shop in the back. So if you need some work done, they can get it done over there. Lots of great things going on at Kelly's Automotive in Manio. I mean, new year, new vehicle. Sounds like it makes sense to me. But hey, check him out online at kellysobxauto.com. And of course, it did make sense to me a couple of years ago. I rung in the new year. What was it? I rung in 2024 with a new vehicle. Yes, I did. And it came from Kelly's Automotive in Manio. Fantastic folks over there. Again, check them out online at kellysobxauto.com. And of course, you got to have something to power this vessel, this Outer Banks This Week podcast vessel. And it's all powered by Outer Banks Pest Control and online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. I know that everybody's like not looking forward to any of the things that they're going to have to start doing once spring rolls around, like some of the inspections of the mice and, different things that may be plaguing your environment, whether it be home office. Let Outer Banks Pest Control do all that nasty work. They're happy to do it for you. Again, online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. All right. Hey, happy new year, everyone. We are into 2026, brand new year, hashtag new year, new me. No. Honestly, that's not the case here. It's hashtag new year, same me. Like I ain't changing a bit. I may redo some things with the podcast, though. I have some discussions with some of the upper level management individuals here at One Boat and Outer Banks this week to discuss moving forward into 2026 with the podcast. But me, myself, I ain't changing nothing when it comes to the way I approach the podcast, as far as like my thoughts, feelings, all that stuff that I typically spill out to you all on a weekly basis. I'm not changing any of that part there. I don't know what's going to happen moving forward with the podcast as far as format is concerned. However, you best believe that it's going to be great, whatever we decide to do, because I'm going to make it great. I got signs on my door right now that when I'm going out of my studio, it says be the best. And then the word go in capital letters with an exclamation point. That means just go. Just go. Go get it. Make that part of your 2026. Don't think about it. Just go. Just get it done. Just handle it. Just be the best. Okay? Be the best and go. I was talking with my brother. As a matter of fact, he reminded me of this. Something that we were told as kids was, it was a question more or less. It's kind of a rhetorical question. And it is, what is the largest room in the world? It's the largest room in the world. And I'm not talking about like a physical room. I'm talking about like space. Like what is the largest room in the world? And that is the room for improvement. Be better than you were last year. And no matter what that was, I mean, if you want to be better at your job, be better at your job. You want to be a better parent? I mean, we can always be better parents. I think about that on a regular basis, like tag on it. Like I failed this way, but like I gotta, you just got to keep trying harder. I mean, failure creates improvement. You've got to fail a little bit. You're not going to do everything right all the time. If you did, I mean, then you must be Jesus or somebody. But again, the room for improvement. Let's make that our goal for 2026. Let's continue to improve upon what we're doing right now and be the best at it. That's kind of what like my whole attitude is going to be going into 2026. Not to mention I'm going to be partying all year because it's the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence happened this year. So I'm going to be partying all year long. 250, baby. Yeah, we're America. And that's right. We dominate. Well, I mean, you get what I'm saying. All right. Oh, gosh. What do I got? Coming up in this episode of the podcast, Mr. Joel Sheingold. Now, he and his wife, Jess, own the Wreck Tiki Bar down in Hatteras Village. Yeah, he's going to be joining me. If you remember about a year ago at this time, a year ago, I had him come on and we did Noteworthy Events of 2025. Now, he's going to do the same thing. Noteworthy Events coming up in 2026 that you're going to want to go ahead and put on your calendar to make plans to be a part of here on the Outer Banks. Also going to get him to talk a little bit about the Wreck and what he's got coming up this year for the Wreck Tiki Bar and all the fun things that they do down there. Because if you haven't been to the Wreck Tiki Bar, it's a great spot. I unfortunately did not make it down there once like I had planned last year. I mean, not for like a vacation kind of thing. I go down there for work because they're one of my clients, but I normally will take my wife down there and we'll go sit and hang out and have a beverage, that sort of thing. But as far as being able to do any of that, I did not get an opportunity. Last year was an absolutely insane, busy year. So all that being said, I'll have him in here to talk a little bit about what to expect for 2026 as far as events are concerned and what's going on down at the Wreck. Lord. Last week, of course, it's New Year's. We talked about New Year's parties going on. My wife and I we ended up getting a night out without the youngins. My kids, they spend the night at my parents' house. And we went and actually heard Ty Fleming play. First time we've been able to hear Ty play in a long time. Because, again, kids, work, life, busy. It's just how it is for us here on the Outer Banks. But we actually had a night out, went and heard Ty Fleming play at Bass Knights Lone Cedar. Great time. It wasn't like overcrowded in there. There was a good amount of people. I mean, he had a good turnout, but it was just nice. You could hear the music. Everybody was having a good time, and I just enjoyed it. Ty Fleming, great entertainer. If you get an opportunity to hear him play on the Outer Banks somewhere, you need to take advantage of it. If you're looking at outerbanksthisweek.com and you're looking at the events tab and you see Ty Fleming's name under one of our local venues that he's going to be playing, you need to try and get there. He's Chris Stapleton before Chris Stapleton was cool. Okay. I'm telling you right now, if whoever discovered or noticed Chris Stapleton, if they had noticed Ty Fleming first, there would be no Chris Stapleton. It would be Ty Fleming. Just telling you the truth. That's my guy right there. Okay. Love me some Ty Fleming. Anyway, that's what we did for New Year's, and it was a good time, and I hope that your New Year's was safe and wonderful as well. It is Captain Marty season for me, so the first part of the year from January through about May, I am off to the races. I feel like I'm always racing and running, but it's super hyper fast right now for me. I have got to get out and get in front of people to talk about being a Captain Marty sponsor for 2026. And if you're interested in sponsoring the Captain, let me know. Justin at outerbanksthisweek.com, and I get you set up with all the info so you can be a proud sponsor of Captain Marty's fishing guide, his stories, his fishing reports, his Other Side of Fishing show. We can do it. You want to be a part of the Captain? Let me know. Justin at outerbanksthisweek.com. I don't really have any shout outs to give. I feel like I ought to have some, but for one reason or another right now, they're eluding me. So I'm not going to waste my time trying to sit here and think and then just stumble through some of my thoughts because nobody really wants to hear that anyway. So if you listen to the shout out, if you listen to the podcast, let me know. I'd love to give you a shout out. Justin at outerbanksthisweek.com. Or give me a call and leave me a message, 252-216-2797. And I would be happy to play your audio clip back on the podcast. And I'd be happy to talk to you, whatever the case may be. Happy to address whatever it is. You got any questions, thoughts, feelings, complaints, whatever. Justin at outerbanksthisweek.com. Or again, give me a shout, 252-216-2797. Quick break. When we come back, going to talk to Mr. Joel about noteworthy events coming up in 2026 here on the Outer Banks. Step back to 1929 at Passions and Prohibition, the Pioneer Theater's hottest Valentine's speakeasy on February 13th and 14th. Under a swanky heated tent in the garden, sip champagne, dine on sumptuous fare, and sway to live jazz all night. Try your luck at craps, roulette, Texas Hold'em, or blackjack. Make it a weekend. Special room packages are available at the Pearl and the Manio House. Dress sharp, whisper the secret password, and make this Valentine's an unforgettable night of romance, rhythm, and roaring fun at Passions and Prohibition. All right, as I was saying a little earlier, Mr. Joel from the Wreck Tiki Bar was going to be joining me in the studio, and lo and behold, the man, the myth, the legend is here with me. Mr. Joel, how the heck are you?
Justin, there's the holiday spirit, and we're now just through the holidays, freshly off of them, and there's this new phenomenon. I don't know if you've heard of this, but there's like the post-holiday letdown where people are like, okay, good, the holidays are over. and they're throwing off the Santa hats and they're taking down the lights real fast. They're packing it away. They're like, I'm done with this.
Yes.
And I feel like there's been a lot of that energy this year.
Okay.
And I'm feeling some of that myself. I am glad we're on the other side of New Year's. We're officially in 2026, and I'm very enthusiastic about the year ahead of us here. But December was exhausting. I mean, what can I say? I think that a lot of us feel that way. We survived it. It was a good time. A lot of time with family, and a lot of time traveling, and not a lot of time relaxing. So I think we are looking forward to getting back to some normalcy. Everybody seems to be sick right now. I don't know if
I know, right?
I mean, this is like completely bizarre. How many people are sick? I have my kid was supposed to go back to school today. Guess what happened?
He didn't go.
He did not. No, he did not go. So that is a bummer. Maybe tomorrow.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's just, I'm like you, like my Christmas tree was up mid-October. My wife had to go ahead. It had to go up. It was one of those things. She's not happy with the fact that I really pressed her this past weekend to take it down. And she took it down, but she was very reluctant to do so. And like, as soon as I can get those icicle lights off of my house, they were down. It's not that, I mean, and people are like, you Grinch. No, I'm not a Grinch. I'm done. I'm ready to move on into the new year, like you were talking about.
And I think that a lot of people, there's some creep each year. Like, it comes up a little bit earlier, exactly like you said. In the Bateman house, mid-October.
Yes.
And then your neighbors see, and they're like, oh man, the Batemans are onto something. They're right. We should do Christmas longer. Ugh. And then it goes up even earlier. And so then by the time you actually get through the holidays, you're maybe a little bit over it.
Yeah.
So
kinda.
we stick to the Thanksgiving weekend. After Thanksgiving, everything comes out, trees up, lights are on. And then, we have a little, they're still up right now. Maybe it'll come down this weekend. Maybe not. I've still seen the Christmas tree there. So I'm not tired of it yet, but I am excited. December's over and I don't have to travel anymore.
There you go.
And school is back, which is for us parents.
That's a plus. Yes. I need some normalcy. That's the thing. So let me ask you this before we get into these events. You got a couple things that are going on now. The Wreck 2025. Now it seemed like you've got everything popping and clicking down there. It's like a well-oiled machine. I would go down there and I would say I stopped in maybe once, possibly twice a month this past year when I would be down south. And either I just missed you and Jess was there, or I just missed the both of you, or neither of you were available at that time. And it was just a situation of like, I just missed you guys or something. And it's like, man, I don't want to think that I wasn't showing up. Like, I came down to say, hey, and like, we typically will do like a Hatteras trip, my wife and I, and we always go down to Ramp 55, go to the beach, and then we would come over to the Wreck. Well, we didn't get to do that this past year. It was a busy year for a lot of people. How was the Wreck 2025, man?
It was hopping. I mean, it was another year where, you can take these past several seasons and just you take the bell curve of the season laid on top of each other and it'll look relatively the same. And so I think this year, and to your point, we figured it out a bit with, okay, what staff do we need? Where do we need them? How many do we need? The sort of dual relationship between the Snack Shack and the Wreck, we've sort of dialed that in a bit. And I think the unique challenge this year was the fall. This was the most impacted. That it's not just the Wreck, it's not just Snack Shack, but everybody in Hatteras. This is the most impacted we have been by weather.
Yes,
from all of our seasons here, and that was a new experience to deal with and learn from. I think you started with a mandatory evacuation of Hatteras in August, and that was in peak season, right? So that was a week of business that you are counting on, and you are trying to make up for in the weeks that follow as the people leave and the business declines. And it's harder to do, especially because the road keeps washing out, the nor'easters keep coming in. But it's like the people of Hatteras, they have been through this all before. They are seasoned, they are well salted, and they can deal with about any problem that Mother Nature throws at them.
Right.
And so I try and channel some of that energy for myself and just go along for the ride with them. So we all got through it. It was a good year, and we're ready to do it again next year.
Excellent. So with this coming year, Are you excited? Anything new? Anything you care to share about what's going on with the Wreck for 2026?
Yes, actually. We are going to be doing a bit of a rebrand on the Snack Shack, and we're pretty enthusiastic about that. I can't say too much yet. Fair enough. We're very close to locking in the details, but I have said I'm particularly proud of our staff down at the Wreck and the Snack Shack. I think that we have the best team in the entirety of the Outer Banks across any industry. And I'm just particularly proud of my people. And these are our friends, and these are people that we are all sort of manning the ship together with. And I think we've figure some stuff out to enhance the experience over the Snack Shack and make it even better. Okay. And maybe it won't be called the Snack Shack anymore. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Well, so exciting things going on down at the Wreck Tiki Bar, but you also have your hands in a couple different things. But like one thing that I'm a little bit curious about is you got a store now in Kitty Hawk called Kraken's Keep.
And what is Kraken's Keep? So it is a local game store. And it is a hobby store. And here's
I can go in and play like Monopoly with you or something. What kind of games are we talking about?
You could, but we have some more interesting things. So here's the quick 2-minute version of the story. Okay. I, like my friends, we like to play different games. We like to play Magic the Gathering and some of the other sort of hobby board games. And we used to gather at an old store to do that. And then one day it closed. And so then me and 3 of my friends, Rory Kelleher being one of them, Rory Live.
Yeah, Rory Live.
Before, you know him.
I know Rory.
We all got together. We pooled our resources. We put our heads together, and we're like, we need a game store. Who, if not us, who's going to do it?
Right.
And so it went from a rapid fire of, okay, the first week of February, we are kind of like talking about like, if we did it, how could we, to just full on blitz, to getting the LLC file, to having a lease signed, to being open, doors open on March 23rd. It was an absolute blur of a time. It was a enormous lift, and I feel enormously appreciative for my partners, Derek Coleman, Rory Kelleher, and Steve Grushaber. It is an absolute dream team of friends who just came together to try and make something cool for the community. A lot of this was because, you know, when that old store closed, there were different communities and pockets of friends and people who were displaced. And there was like a Dungeons and Dragons community, and they were going to play at the Ramada because they didn't have anywhere else to go. And we're kind of like, well,
yeah,
we can do better than that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And so I think the most satisfying part of this whole experience has been having everybody come back in and watching them come in large numbers and participating in these like very community-based group activities, where there's some competitive elements to the games you're playing, but all very, very much, it's a friendly competition. And it's just like the best gathering of people that you have just doing something very cool. And, I get very excited for Friday Night Magic. You go at the store, we have 30 people in there back there in the playroom, and it just feels like you're part of something special. And I feel very fortunate to have gone through the lift of getting that open and rolling. And now here we are entering 2026. So we have a second location open down in Hatteras. That is Kraken's Cove. And that was a lot of Rory and I wanting to bring some element of gaming culture down to that part of the island where there hasn't been much exposure to it. Don't have many resources. If you are one of the many residents of Hatteras and you're trying to get some kind of cool game, whatever, you're either waiting a week for Amazon to deliver it or you're driving all the way up to Target. And so we were trying to figure out some way to bring it a little bit closer. There was an old board game store in Buxton. Okay. And that closed down. I think that's Real Swirly now, that ice cream shop.
Yes, Real Swirly.
Yeah, super good place. But so that, I think our goal for Kraken's Cove was to take a smaller version of what Kraken's Keep is up here, down in just have it land in Hatteras, and it's doing very, it's already found its community, I would say.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool.
So we're looking forward to having that open for the full season this year.
All right. See how it goes. Well, good deal. I mean, you've been busy. I mean, you've been on the go, you've been rolling, and like now here you are, and we're going to talk about some of the noteworthy events that are going to be taking place throughout the year 2026, just like we did a year ago. Sat right here, did the same thing. And I'll tell you, A lot of people really like that episode of the podcast because it gave them a little bit of an insight. They were able to plan their vacations a little bit better.
Well,
the numbers are pretty good. So
this year is going to be even better.
Talk to me about what's going on. What have you got lined up, Joel? What do you got? You got 3 pieces of paper in front of you. Full.
I mean, first of all, if we try to cover every cool event that is going on in the Outer Banks in 2020, like we would be here for hours, right? We just can't do it. So it's tough to not mention some things, but I try to pick out the things that are just kind of like, one, I'll probably be attending most of these, but also just up and down the beach, cool stuff going on that a lot of people are coming in for. So let's start out with we have something this week.
Okay.
So let's go in chronological order.
Let's do it.
January 7, 8, and 9. First event up for 2026. Hopefully this podcast is released.
It will be.
Have you ever heard of The Outer Edge?
The Outer Edge.
The Outer Edge is a video series highlighting the people, businesses, and local culture of the Outer Banks. And there's a whole new series that they're launching. And the first one was so successful. It seems like they put a whole bunch more production and effort into this one. And all the previews I've seen look amazing. So specifically, the Outer Edge video series calls attention to the elements of living on and loving the Outer Banks, showcasing what people do and what they do to care for the islands and what they invest in them. So it is a series of different sort of mini stories, right. And it's highlighting what locals here are doing to make a living for themselves, take care of their families, raise their kids, take care of their businesses, and just kind of gives you a behind the scenes peek at how it all works.
Right.
And so I'm super interested in that. And there's 3 showings this week. We have at the RC in KDH. That's a big movie theater right across the street from the Wawa next to the Target. January 7th, it'll be showcased there. January 8th, free showing, Cape Hatteras Secondary School. So it'll be showing down there in Hatteras. And the big one that I'm going to be at, January 9th, Pioneer Theater in Manio.
Ooh.
Right downstairs from here, huh?
Yeah, right beside us.
Man, I love the Pioneer Theater. If I have an excuse to go, by the way, are you a Stranger Things guy?
I get asked this question quite often. I need to pay attention to Stranger Things, especially since they're doing some Stranger Things WWE combo thing right now. I don't know. So
I missed that one, but good. The more Stranger Things combos we can have, the better. I'm a big Stranger Things guy. And what they did was very cool for the series finale is they had a theatrical release, which is the first time that a streaming TV show has ever had that before. And the Pioneer Theater was smart enough to
pick it up.
They picked it up. So New Year's Eve, 9:00, they showed to a full movie theater all the Stranger Things fans who were here. They came out and they were like, well, yes, we could watch that at home, but how much better would it be to do it as a group in the theater at the Pioneer Theater, which is an awesome place to watch a movie. And so I couldn't go, unfortunately, but they did it. And that's why the Pioneer Theater is great. It was a very good idea. So we got 3 showings there. The 7th is going to be Outer Edge. Is going to be at the RC Theaters in Kildare Hills. Then the 8th, it's going to be at the Cape Hatteras Secondary School in Buxton. And then the 9th is going to be right here in downtown Manio at the Pioneer Theater, correct? You got it. 6 p.m. showtime.
Very nice. Very cool. Okay. What else have we got lined up?
Well, let's move ahead to March.
March.
You know what March is all about?
March Madness.
Also, St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, St. Patrick's Day. Yes.
So last year we had there's sort of 2 elements to St. Patrick's Day in the Outer Banks. It's a big deal.
Yes.
Right? So, of course, you have the St. Patrick's Day Parade. This is the 35th St. Patrick's Day Parade. And this is going to be on Sunday, March 15th. That is in Nags Head, following the standard parade route. For whatever reason, each year, the St. Patrick's Day Parade brings out the most beautiful early spring weather. The sun is shining, the people are out, everyone's wearing T-shirts. It's just like this amazing community feel. I mean, Justin, you've been there. You've probably been in the parade a few times.
I have.
So, it is a uniquely cool thing that happens in the Outer Banks every year. And if you were listening to this podcast and you were looking for a reason to come visit the Outer Banks, I cannot stress or emphasize enough that St. Patrick's Day weekend is a great time to come because this parade is so cool. It's just awesome. And this year we have the 250th anniversary of the United States of America.
Yes.
They call it the A250. So they are incorporating that into the St. Patrick's Day parade this year, which I think is interesting. They are encouraging patriotic and historical elements of America's past into the St. Patrick's Day parade. Now, I kind of think it's interesting combination of like, here is your uniquely Irish holiday that we as Americans love to celebrate, but we're going to make it
Irish American.
Instead of green beer, we're going red, white, and blue. You know, like. So I'm curious to see what people are going to come up with this. How do I blend the culture of Ireland with the culture of America in this one parade? So
it's going to be interesting to see.
Absolutely. So everyone should come out. Of course, there is the annual St. Patrick's Day beer mile that starts at Outer Banks Brewing. You run a mile, you get a green beer and a t-shirt. That is actually going to be the week before. That'll be on Saturday, March 7th. So you get 2 weekends of St. Patrick's Day festivities. So 2 is better than 1 in my opinion. So, you know, I'll be there for both of those events.
All right. You're preaching. What else we got coming up? Anything else in March?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Talked about this last year. It was an enormous success, and it's even bigger this year. And this one hits close to home for the Wreck. Blackbeard's Revenge 100.
Yes.
For those who don't know, this is a 100-mile race. It starts in Kerala. It goes all the way down and finishes in Hatteras. Mm-hmm. And the runners are out there for, as long as it takes to run 100 miles.
To get it done.
It is a rain or shine event. It has rain, and they've had some really tough conditions in the past. But it goes, and those runners are crazy enough. They get out there and they get after it. That is March 21 and 22. So why it is important to us is that the Wreck Tiki Bar is now the finish line party host. So everyone starts up in Kerala. The finish line is positioned exactly 100 miles from the start line, which is measured off to be in front of the stairs at the entrance to Hatteras Landing. The runners come in, they run all the way down to almost where the ferry parking lot is. They turn right up into Hatteras Landing. The finish line is right there. They go into the Wreck Tiki Bar, and their post-race bounty awaits them. So food, beverage, all the things. We are open for 36 straight hours to accommodate all of that. Live music, games, a whole bunch of stuff to just make it a cool event, not just for all the locals who are down there, but also the friends and family of the runners who are there supporting the athletes.
And I just plugged that on my calendar, so I got it locked in, and I can't put anything around it. So
yes,
not even my wife can change my plans on that weekend. Don't tell her.
It's pretty cool. Yes, we would love to have you.
Yeah, I plan to be like...
It was very cool last year.
I don't even remember why I couldn't get there last year. I don't know if it was because of baseball season. I can't remember.
Let's make it a thing this year.
Yeah, I got it on the calendar. And it's there.
And there's reason why we should be celebrating this. So last year, give you some stats. You had participants from 34 states between California and New York. So 34 states represented. 2 from Hawaii, and 1 flew all the way from the Netherlands to come and run the Blackbeard Revenge last year.
That's rad.
Right. 228 runners from North Carolina, 72 from Virginia, 29 from Pennsylvania. There are a few divisions to run in. 109 runners started the 100-miler.
Okay.
That is the longest. 65 finished. 53 of 63 runners did the 100K. So there's a 100-mile and there's a 100K. And there's also a team relay. I think there was 27 teams last year. There's a 4-person team relay, and 100% of those teams finished. So where they are now is we had 109 registered and ran last year. As of the taping of this podcast in January, they're already at 126.
Holy smokes.
And they are projecting that this is going to be a much bigger event than it has in the past. And I think, we're excited to be a part of it. And it's not just, me and the Wreck. There's a lot of people down in Hatteras who have seen how this is a very unique community event and how we want to be there to support it. And we are sort of appreciating all these runners coming from all over the country and all over the world and are running down to our little village down there. Right.
Yeah.
So I give special thanks, if I can, to Anthony Fletcher and Midget Realty. They are landlords. They own Hatteras Landing, and they have been fully supportive of this endeavor from the start when we moved the finish line over. And they are all in on helping build this in any way they can. And it feels like a very, it feels really good to be part of a collaboration, a partnership where you have these different elements. You have the really great management team at the Blackbeard's Revenge Race staff, and you have all of our staff at the Wreck, and you have Midget Realty all kind of coming together to be like, let's make this cool. And so I think this year it will be.
Well, I think that it will be as well. It seems like it's with all the registration or registrants. How do you say that the right way? That you already have. I mean, it's going to be, no doubt about it. So what is that? So that was March, right?
That was March.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a big one for March. Then you are going to get into Easter weekend, and you know what happens in Easter weekend?
The Easter Bunny.
Yes, and you know where the Easter Bunny will be?
Where's he going to be?
At the Outer Banks Fly into Spring Kite Festival. So this happens every year. But this year it's there, so it's aligned with Easter, and Easter is early this year.
Yes, it is.
Sunday, April 5th. So early.
God, it is that early this year.
And so Kitty Hawk Heights does this every year, and it's over at Jockey's Ridge, and it's very cool because they bring out all the toys, all the hang gliders, all the kites, all that they give. Just every sort of hands-on demonstration you want. It is a full, like you just go and you play. Mm-hmm. Playground for kids, playground for adults. You want to try hang gliding, go do it. And that is happening on April 3rd through 4th. They are going to have an Easter egg hunt on Saturday, and then pictures with the Easter Bunny will follow.
So an Easter egg hunt. Yes. At Jockey's Ridge.
I think they have several plans to kind of break the kids up in different groups, and they will go and they will hunt for their eggs at Jockey's Ridge, and then they will go take their picture with the Easter Bunny afterwards.
Where are they going to find? We're going to hide the eggs. That's what I'm wondering. Is sand, and they're colored. The
Easter Bunny works in mysterious ways.
He does. You're absolutely right. That is 100% accurate. I just got to thinking. I was like, Easter eggs in the sand. I mean, go for it, Easter. Go ahead, Bunny. You handle business. Mm-hmm. So that sounds like a good time. Though.
Absolutely. So Easter weekend, April 3, 4, 5, and go get some pictures of the Easter Bunny, find some Easter eggs, and most importantly, play with some kites.
Yes, there you go.
Always got to plug this one. We're moving on to May.
Move on to May. It's gonna be May.
Saturday, May 23rd, opening weekend for H2OBX.
Oh gosh, yes.
We have our season passes.
I believe that my wife has purchased ours and just hasn't told me about it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming she was way ahead of you on that one.
Yes.
We used ours heavily last year. We'll be back this year. Season tickets are on sale now. If you get the season passes, you get 20% off of food and beverage. And we use that a whole lot too. Pro tip, go buy the refillable mug the first time you come. Keep it with you at all times while you were there, and you will get the very, very cheap or affordable refills, free water. It pays for itself very quickly. And just if you are, whether you are visiting or you live here, you need to, H2OBX is well worth the trip.
Yeah, absolutely.
Regularly. It is awesome. Always great staff, always clean. And I'm always excited to go there, whether just to lounge by the wave pool or maybe I'm in the mood. I'm going to go get on some slides.
There you go. Yeah, dude, plop me in that lazy river and turn me loose.
There you go. All right. Okay. Music. OBX.
Okay.
So every summer they do it. They put together a lineup of different artists, and it's too early to know exactly who's going to be there. But last year, I was able to announce that Uncle Kracker was on the docket in 2025.
Okay.
This year, I'm able to announce the Kool and the Gang will be
Kool and the Gang.
We can celebrate those good times.
Yeah, come on.
With Kool and the Gang.
Yeah, they're coming back in June, I believe, aren't they?
It is June 13th.
Okay, that's what I thought. I know.
So that is what is on there now, and
only time will tell.
Many more will come. Yes. So it's generally in the April-May timeframe they start really building the schedule out, and we kind of see what it's going to look like. But the summer concert series is always usually a good one, and we know when there's like somebody really good playing because everybody at the Wreck requests to be off of work then.
They all want to be off that day. Exactly. Right. So you take a little staff vacay that day and come on up.
We had to close. The Dirty Heads were here 2 years ago. We had to close.
Nobody. Yeah. I hear you. Well, yeah, that's always a good time. And I don't know if it's called Music anymore. I think it's called Live from OBX.
That would be a change.
Yeah, so I think we'll double check that, but I've heard Music and I've heard Live from OBX. I think it's Live from OBX, but we'll double check.
Alrighty. Well, then we Move on to 4th of July.
4th of July, man.
Is there a better place in the world to be on 4th of July weekend than the Outer Banks?
No.
I submit not. So you have in Ocracoke, they always do it a bit earlier because Ocracoke is special. They will do their fireworks over Silver Lake Harbor on Thursday, July 2nd. They always have a very cool sandcastle contest, sand sculpture contest.
What?
These are like the really like professional looking. Like, you can't believe somebody's making that like out of sand. Like it's like
I've not heard of this contest.
Legit. Yeah, that's happening then. And they do a very nice 4th of July parade. So all that is happening on the 2nd. Then on the 4th, you have 2 parades. You have the town of Duck up north, and then the village of Hatteras parade, which I've seen a few times. It's like decorate the golf carts. There's always some kind of theme, and they really do it hard. They do it hard. It's cool. Yeah, it's very cool down there. Fireworks. We have 4 of them. Avalon Pier and Kill Devil Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Fireworks over the Sound on Manio.
Yep.
Then you have Avon from the fishing pier in Avon, and Nag's Head Fishing Pier will also have fireworks. So you have many firework options, 5 in total, counting Ocracoke. Find which one you like the best and go enjoy. So we have had a tradition. We go to Buxton up where the road just turns into Buxton Motel. And we walk across and just walk up the beach a little bit. And so you're kind of in Buxton, but facing Avon.
Yep.
And it's just
great view with the less bang.
I don't want to go anywhere. A little less bang, yes. Yeah. But like, whatever. I mean, I'm on the beach all day. I'm hanging out. And I get to still see some fireworks. So,
right.
Like,
no, I got you. No, see, what's cool about that, like for like, especially like my 5-year-old, he's, you know, I've said this before on the podcast, you know, he's somewhere on that autism spectrum, and like the noise is just, it's too much for him. You know what I mean? He loves to watch, but just the bangs and like, you know, we tried the headphones thing before and he rips them off. You know what I mean? So like, if we can be a distance away and still see him, less noise.
Sounds like you should come and join us.
I think that sounds like a plan. So, all right, 4th of July, 250. What else have we got coming up in this year that's noteworthy?
We are going to fast forward to September. September 18 and 19, you have the OBX Jeep Invasion. This has been an annual tradition. This thing keeps building and growing each year.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
So I'm going to do back-to-back events, the Soundside event site in Nag's Head. That is the space that is immediately next to Miller's. Mm-hmm. And it's a very cool, just sort of open grass venue. You can do a whole lot of stuff there. The beach invasion is the Jeep invasion is one where people come from all over, far and wide, and they love to sort of show off their Jeeps and all the different attachments, toys, and modifications they have to it. But there's also a whole bunch of vendors. They do free off-road showcases. They do there's a couple competitions this year. Best lights.
Yeah. Jeep. Okay.
They do a lighthouse to lighthouse Jeep ride. You don't have to have a Jeep to come enjoy this. This is I think you own a Jeep. If I'm not mistaken.
I do.
But they have just like demo Jeeps, and they will take you out on the beach. So you can just sort of show up and be like, hey, I want to check out riding on a Jeep on the beach. And they have that set up for you. And if you are a Jeep enthusiast, there's an Alligator River trail ride they have set up.
Oh, cool.
Which is pretty cool. So they expanded that this year. So that again, that I just want to emphasize, it is helpful if you have a Jeep, but you do not have to have a Jeep to go and check out all
and go walk around and look at everything and enjoy all the Jeeps that are out there.
Right. You'll see some cool stuff. Okay. Here's one I'm particularly excited about. Let's fast forward to October.
Okay.
And I'm very excited that these two things are happening back to back, because this happened a little bit by accident to me this year, and it wound up being one of my favorite days of the year. The Dare to Scare 5K.
Yes, the Dare to Scare 5K.
What an awesome morning. So that is happening again. And, there I was minding it's early,
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do this. The kids are running.
Yep.
Jess is running.
Yep.
And I'm like, we're going to have fun with this. I didn't expect just what a cool community event. Like that was one where so we show up at Coastal Studies Institute to start running the 5K. I'm not running the 5K, but I get out of the Jeep. And this has happened to me a few times before, Justin, where I just get out and I just hear a voice.
Okay.
Coming from around me. I'm like, what? Who's talking to me right now? And I'm like, I'm out in the parking lot. I'm like, and there's a familiar voice I'm hearing in a microphone. Sure enough, there you are.
Yeah.
And I was like, there was one that was like at a dance recital in the spring that my kid was in. And I'm just kind of like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know what this person is, but this sounds familiar. And I look up in the booth and there you are.
Yes. Right. I'll be doing that again in the spring as well.
Your voice gets around, man.
Well, I enjoy, like, anytime I get a chance to participate in these activities, I try to take advantage of it. And my friend Crystal, she runs like the wellness center over at the Virginia Tillett Center. And she asked me like a year before that. She was like, I'm going to need your help next year. You're going to be my MC and I'm locking you in right now. And she did the same thing to me already. So I'm going to be MCing that again in
is
October.
there anyone better? No.
Maybe. I don't know, but I appreciate that. Thank you. The vote of confidence that you give.
will kill it again for sure. But I mean, just like the finish line was really where it was at. I mean, it felt special to be a part of, right?
Yes.
Everybody was in such a good mood. The kids were running like hard. Some of those kids are fast, man.
Yes, they were.
Like, holy smokes.
Yes.
There's like, there's candy on everywhere. I mean, like,
what was your costume?
I was a taco.
You were a taco. I loved it. I was like, Joe, what are you doing? I mean, it was just one of the greatest things. So.
When I ran the 1 mile, I was, I found it to be quite breathable, but I'll have to come up with a different food related costume.
Okay.
This year, so stand by for that one.
All right.
But now that was like, it was such a good morning just everybody just had such positive energy. Everybody was having a great time. So well organized. Absolutely loved it. Dare to Scare 5K. We will all be doing again next year for sure. Then came the afternoon.
Okay.
And I stumbled onto something that I immediately fell in love with. And this is an event that this will be the 9th year of this. This is again at the Soundside event site in Nags Head. Have you heard of the
Brewtag?
The Brewtag.
Brewtag, yes.
Oh my God.
I knew that's where you were going. Brewtag.
I mean, this was so cool. Like
launching kegs and.
It says right in the slogan, "Kegs will fly."
Kegs will fly.
And so I first heard about this from my friend Dane, and he's like, "Hey man, we should enter this thing." And I was kind of like, "Enter the Brewtag? You want to do what? You want to launch a keg off of a tower and make it fly?" And I'm like, "This is crazy." And he's like, "No, we can do it." And he's a bit like Spicoli, when he gets in the car accident, he's like, "My dad's got tools."
Ultimate set of tools. Right. He's a television repairman.
But actually, Dane is like, so they're Dane and his wife run Sweet Boy Homes, Sweet Boy Home Remodels, and they do like these high-end, super luxury custom kitchens and cabinets and woodworking. And he's like a carpenter, and actually, unlike Spicoli, does have quite a bit of skill.
Yes.
And so, but like until I saw it, I didn't know exactly what he was talking about, right? So like I show up, I'm already in a good mood because of Dare to Scare 5K. Right. Awesome. And we roll into this thing. It is packed. And I'm talking like, I came from one community event and I got dropped right into another. Lawn chairs out everywhere. They have the whole area fenced off for like where the tower is up there.
Yep.
There's there's MC, not a Justin Bateman level MC. That's the one thing they can improve on next year is to enlist your services. But like, I mean, this was set up. This was modeled after the Red Bull Flutog, the Flutog. Yes. They like jump off of the ramp in the water. Except you're a 6-still keg and you have some loose restrictions on what you can and can't do. And you were building a contraption to like glide it off this tower and see how far you can get. Right.
Right.
Oh my God. How much fun was that? It was insane. So like, I immediately, the first keg I saw fly, I was like, this is it.
This is it.
Now
you got to enter the wreck.
Well, we are. So yes, you're getting ahead of me.
Sorry.
So my friend Dane with Sweet Boy Homes, his idea was, he was a pretty good one. And so then he was there with me and we were like, dude, we could do this. So you would think like, that was kind of like, oh, people doing this are probably like, engineers. They probably know what they're doing. No, they're just people up there having a good time.
Yeah.
The guys at Island Dies, they had a team and they killed it.
See?
They made like a hemp kite with like, reusable bamboo, like structured wood and everything. The thing went like 50 feet.
Wow.
A couple of them, unfortunately, like one broke up at the top of the tower. Like, they were like, there's like, oh, we put it together yesterday. I mean, it was just so much fun. Whether you actually had like legit flying contraption or not, it was a total blast. And of course, you know what happens. You know, I get 4 or 5 beers deep, and like, you know, you've been there, and you start watching these things fly off the tower, and all of a sudden, you start becoming like an expert.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
I know exactly. No, they mounted the cake too far up on that one.
Yeah, the wings aren't in the right place. They're not tilted the right way, you know?
So part of it was just fun, kind of like trying to analyze what these people are doing. But everyone entered was just like complete kudos to them. This was such a cool event. I'm so excited for it next year. And yes, this is the official announcement of the entry for the Wreck Tiki Bar and Sweet Boy Homes collaboration of making the keg fly.
That's going to be killer.
How far it will fly, that remains to be seen. But you know what? We're going to have a good time either way.
Brewtag 2026.
That's right. Brewtag 2026 on the same day as a Dare to Scare 5K, October 24th. So excited for that day. Circle that one.
Circle that one on the calendar. We're
October 24th. Put that on the list of events for your wife to not schedule over.
I'm doing it right now. Keep going. What else are we working on?
Chuck Hatteras. This has become an annual event. This is December 18 and 19. This is sort of the year closer, right? So we missed it this year, unfortunately, but this thing is growing every year. This is hosted at the KOA campground in Rodanthe. They are raising money for the life-saving station every year. And this is just a very cool little winter event attended mostly by locals, but all are welcome. I think they're finding some traction because it's at a KOA. People are coming in to visit for this event. Right. It is an all-you-can-eat oyster roast.
Dude, you can't lose. Aphrodisiacs, wonderful things. They
say it's an aphrodisiac. And you can have all of them that you want. Then you vote on which one you think is the tastiest. And like, that's like, you know, part of it. But there's art vendors, games, activities, live music. They make it a whole thing. And it's a 2-day event. And this year it was 18th and 19th. Oh, no, that's announced. 18th and 19th, 2026.
Nice.
So it was this past weekend. It was December 20th this year. Next year, December 18th and 19th. And this year we might look at actually getting involved in this one.
There you go.
Because I think it's a really cool event for the community. So it's a really good way to round out the year. Again, if there's an event that if you're listening to this and we did not cover your event, I sincerely apologize. It's just
email me, Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. I'll make sure I'll give it a plug in the next podcast. Simple as that.
But it's going to be a great year, Justin. This is going to be a really, you know, we'll from here on out is planning and building a craft for the Brewtag.
There you go.
And attending all these other things in between. So.
Well, you got a great list there, and I appreciate you coming in and doing this and putting that list together because, again, it was such a successfully highly listened to podcast last year when people can hear about things that they can do and plan their vacations around some of these activities. You know, you shining light on them really helps give people an idea of what they can do and what they can participate in and be a part of here in the Outer Banks because people are always looking to be a part of, you know, people love coming down here. And I know the vacationers and that are listening right now, like you love coming down here, but you also love being a part of, you want to feel like you're part of it. And this is how it's done. And Joel taking the time to really put this list together. It means a lot to me. And it means a lot to those that are listening. So Joel, I appreciate you coming in, man.
I appreciate you having me.
And I'm going to try to, you know, so when is just for people that may be questioning, because you've talked about the wreck a little bit, you know, and you talked about Kraken's Keep and Kraken's Cove. Are you closed at the wreck right now? Like what's going on down? Yes. What's the schedule of the wreck right now?
The wreck is closed.
Okay.
And we will be open back up in the first week of March is the plan, because we want to be firing all cylinders ready for the Blackbeards on March 21st, 22nd. So we will be well prepared for that. The Snack Shack, or the new version of it, will be open likely before then.
Okay. So as of right now, you kind of just taking a little break from everything, all the madness, getting everything geared up for an exciting 2026 down at the wreck. And
yes.
What about Kraken's Keep and Kraken's Cove? What are our hours looking like as at this moment for those two locations?
Kraken's Keep is open every day. Well, it's open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Kraken's, and then on Sunday, 11 p.m. to 5 p.m. Though usually people are in there playing, we just kind of stay and hang out.
Yeah.
So the closing times are like suggestions.
Yeah.
Kraken's Cove is closed on Wednesdays, but otherwise is open from 11 to 4 p.m. every day. Okay. That is down in Hatteras, right next to Cat's Deli. And it is a great spot. And you can get yourself a sandwich from Cat's. And she's got this Thanksgiving one with like gravy.
Gobble till you wobble.
Oh my gosh, the gobble till you wobble.
Good God Almighty!
It just every time when it hits my mouth, it's just like, all right. I don't know why. I mean, I keep telling her, I was like, Kat, this has got to be on the menu all the time. But
yeah, I've told her the same thing. It's kind of
like the McRib. You got to wait for it.
Yeah.
Like it makes it better. It makes it better.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, the gobble till you wobble is my go-to when it's on the special that day, but is what I get. But my go-to when it's not is probably the onion-tended consequences.
That's my second favorite. The onion-tended consequences.
There you go. Look, we're practically the same guy, Joel.
It just hits.
Yes.
I talk about it in trivia all the time. I'm like, oh, because we do Kat's gift cards for trivia. I'm like, go get onion-tended consequences. Best sandwich that there is.
Yes.
It's very unique, right? Like there's not another one like that. They make their own onion jam. It's very cool.
And the names like unintended consequence. I mean, come on, it's so creative. And I mean, Kat and Michael are super nice folks too. A little plug for Kat's Deli. Love them down there. So
they're the best.
Anyway, Joe, hey man, thanks a lot for coming in again. I appreciate it. Looking forward to a great season this year with the Wreck and Kraken's Cove and Kraken's Keep. Definitely going to try to make sure that I have that little day trip or maybe a couple of day trips with the missus down south. So that way we can come and enjoy ourselves at the Wreck. Cause it's my vacation spot when I'm not on vacation doing a staycation, if that makes sense. Like yes. When I mean, living up here on the Northern Outer Banks to run down to, hold on. I guess we're Central Outer Banks. I got corrected by some people from Currituck not long ago saying that we're not Northern Outer Banks, but irregardless, and I like using that word because it's not proper, but I enjoy going down to the Wreck and I feel like I'm on vacation, but I'm not far from home. And it's just the friendly atmosphere, the drinks, the food, everything down there just is what I want when I'm on vacation. So you can't, if you don't make the Wreck part of your vacation while you're on Hatteras Island, did you really even have a vacation?
Such a good question, Justin.
Just saying. That's what you have to ask yourself.
And you don't want to leave the Outer Banks asking that question, right? So you just want to know. Yeah.
Answer that question yourself and go to the Wreck. Simple as that. Joel, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, sir. Happy 2026.
The North Carolina Aquarium on Roanoke Island has inspired appreciation and conservation on the Outer Banks since 1976. In 2026, join us to celebrate 50 years of joy, discovery, and connections with our aquatic world. Visit rescued sea turtle patients at the Star Center. Look a sand tiger shark in the eye at the Graveyard of the Atlantic Habitat. Stroll the Pollinator Garden, enjoy views of the Croatan Sound, and plan your visit at ncaquariums.com, where learning and wonder meet for all.
All right, we're going to jump into some events, and these events and more can be found online at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. And these events that I'm going to be talking about right now are events that are happening in the next couple of weeks, not over this entire year like Mr. Joel and I just got finished talking about. So this is what I got coming up down the pipe. All right. Oh, gosh. We're into the month of January, but that doesn't mean there's no shortage of events. I mean, like trivia nights going on at New Vine. Hold on. Before I get into all of that, I must take the opportunity to mention that if you have the opportunity to go and see any kids that are playing high school sports, middle school sports, they're in the theater program, they're in the chorus at their school, and they've got performances coming up, even those that are playing Parks and Rec sports. I think about Mr. Fuzzy from Wanchies. Doesn't have any grandbabies out there playing sports, but he loves to go and watch the kids play basketball, baseball, football. He's out there all the time. We love us some Mr. Fuzzy here on Roanoke Island, okay? I see him at my kids' games all the time, okay? If you have an opportunity to be like Mr. Fuzzy, okay, you need to take advantage of the opportunity to go and show these kids some love and support. So whether it be Parks and Rec related, high school, middle school, sports, theater, opera, chorus, band, whatever, go show them some love and support. They would really, really appreciate it. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on here in the near future, okay? Trivia nights up and down the beach, whether it be at New Vines, Outer Banks Brewing Station, Jolly Rogers, McGrath's Burger Shack on Wednesday nights with me, wherever. Those are always a good time when you can have a trivia night and it's a lot of fun. You're guaranteed to have a good time, especially if you come do trivia with me at McGrath's Burger Shack in Nags Head. I encourage you to participate in such activities. But like I said, there's live music, karaoke, trivia nights all across the board. Just a couple of them that are noteworthy, like going on. They got live music with Mr. Brian Campbell this coming Friday, 9 o'clock at Buffalo City Distillery in Point Harbor, right across the bridge into Currituck. Not far. What is it? I think he calls it like milepost negative 4.5. Something like that. But hey, look, Buffalo City Distillery is a really, really fun spot to go do some hanging out. The Bar Cats Duo is going to be at New Vines this coming Friday from 6:30 to 9:30. And let's see. Lots of different things going on. Good Lord, I do reckon. Outer Banks, no, that's not till later. Let's rewind. I got a little ahead of myself. Coming up, we got, again, trivia nights at Jack Brown's, trivia nights at Red Drum Tap House and Grill. Jolly Roger's going to have karaoke with DJ Cowboy on Tuesday the 13th. Again, more trivia, more singing, more dancing, more partying. You've got, okay, coming up on Friday, January 16th is the Outer Banks wedding weekend. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's shine some light on that. The Outer Banks Wedding Association's annual Wedding Weekend and Expo is back, bringing together couples and top wedding professionals for an unforgettable celebration. From the lively welcome party to the inspiring expo and self-guided wedding tour, this weekend is your chance to explore venues, meet vendors, and gather ideas for your dream Outer Banks wedding. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind event. So there's going to be like a kickoff party, it looks like, at Pirates Cove at the Pavilion starting at 6 o'clock on Friday, January 16th. Then at 108 Budley is the Expo. 108 Budley, the Waterfront Trellis, Pioneer Theater, and the Manio House, all in downtown Manio from 10 to 3. And then the wedding tour Sunday, January 18th at various locations throughout the Outer Banks. You can go online to obxwa.com for more details. obxwa.com for more details. So that's going to be happening all weekend, the 16th, 17th, and 18th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in January. Not to forsake those other events like the Chowder and Chili Cook-Off going on at Sanctuary Vineyards in Jarvisburg that same weekend. And, again, more activities like trivia. Again, they're all over the beach. Trivia nights, karaoke, live music. There's so many different things that you can do still here on the off season on the Outer Banks and have a good time. I'm talking from Ocracoke all the way to Corolla and back and all else in between. Go to outerbanksthisweek.com, click on the events tab and see it all in its entirety for yourself. Okay. Well, that's going to do it for me this episode of the Outer Banks This Week podcast. I do want to thank Joel for coming in and being a part of the podcast with me. Some great events that are going to be taking place over this next year. And who knows where the podcast is going to go. My goal is to be out on the streets more. Again, I know I said that last year and I got out a little bit more than I typically do. But this year I want to be out a lot more. I want to do more things on location. I want to be everywhere you are and I want to be everywhere you want to be. I'm like the Visa card. You know what I'm saying? Like everywhere you want to be. That's where I want to be with the podcast. Talking to people, interviewing, hanging out, being a part of the community, doing things with this podcast, taking it to another level. That is my goal for the podcast itself. So keep that in mind. We'll see what 2026 turns into. But hey, episode 146 of the Outer Banks This Week podcast. Again, it's all brought to you by Kelly's Automotive and online at kellysobxauto.com. And it's all powered by Outer Banks Pest Control and online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. All right, I'm out of here. Have yourself a great and wonderful rest of your week, and I will see y'all again next week. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Y'all take care now. Bye-bye.
This has been another epic edition of the Outer Banks This Week podcast. Follow us on social media and be sure to listen every Thursday for a new episode.